Password accepted. You may now enter the bunker.
And welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker, positivity challenges for you, the people, to survive and thrive in today's world. In today's world, we're going to be going into some positive history, which happened on this day. Some interesting things back in the 60s, as it seems.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about some quotes and going into that story. And for those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan Bahai. I am the co-host of the show, and I am the owner of this 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker, which you have just come into. You have entered the bunker. I am married with 2 children, and I have a total fetish with cryptocurrencies. And I will talk about it whenever I can. If you look underneath me, you can see there's a countdown. And that's because we are going to be launching positivity missiles from this nuclear bunker, and you have an opportunity to do that by joining us in our chat at enterthebunker.com/live. When you go there, give us the city, state, and country where you want to be able to launch your missile to. We will launch it from here, and then if you pick the right location during the show, you will win $1,000.
Woo-woo.
Yep.
Yep. And I am Kelly Cadell. I'm a co-host of the show as well. I've worked in the bunker for almost 3 years, and I love every minute of it. And I think today's going to be the day
Whoop, whoop.
that we give away $1,000. Well, I'm hoping, anyways. I'm going to try hard.
Yep.
All right. So let's say hi to the chat.
Hi to the chat.
Hi to the chat. Hi, chat. Just joking. We'll give a little bit more. So hello, Samuel. Samuel's been watching on TikTok before the live even started, so good job to get in on that fast. Hello, Noble. Hello, Riley. And I'm sure a few more people are going to pop on while we talk about our quote of the day.
Yes, and since you are new, Kelly, coming back from your vacay,
Yeah. Did y'all miss me?
yeah, how about you get in on that quote?
Okay. All right. Quote of the day. Inspiration is hard to come by. You have to take it where you find it. Bob Dylan. Inspiration is hard to come by. You have to take it where you can find it.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't agree, but then you enlighten me, so enlighten away.
Okay. Inspiration is hard to come by. You have to take it where you can find it. Bob Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bob Dylan was a singer.
Right.
And
One of the greatest songwriters of all time.
yes. And I guess, being an artist, your entire full-time job is really to be inspired, right? And so
Right.
think about songwriters, think about think about people who are novelists who have to create stories. How many times have you watched a movie where it's the guy who's a novelist and he's tearing his hair out because he can't come up with a new story or whatever because
Pretty well every show that's a novelist, that happens in it.
that's exactly what happens.
Yes.
It's always the tragedy of not being inspired,
Yeah.
right? So take it where you can get it really talks about the scarcity of inspiration, and really, I guess it's really about just keeping your eyes open so that you take it where you can get it, meaning that when it does come to you, really hold on to it because it's something that's precious, right? And I think a lot of people, generally, in a day-to-day life, how many times do you get inspired? How many times even in your lifetime do you feel like you're inspired? I don't think a lot of people feel that very often,
No.
right? So I think Bob Dylan, by
Okay.
talking about this, he's really saying you have to take it where you can find it. And by saying where you can find it, I guess that means look everywhere.
Look everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't just be fixated on
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
looking in one area. Noble says, I'm not sure if it's hard to come by. Maybe if I read a good book, it will inspire to do something like travel or investigate new things.
Yep.
Samuel says, anything can inspire you, good or bad. You just have to make something good with it. So if something bad happens, I think he's saying is it could inspire you to do the good or do something good about that bad thing, maybe.
Well, I think I can think of an example, like if something bad happens to people, oftentimes that's what gives them the inspiration to go in another direction.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is good or bad, right?
Like,
So
for instance, COVID-19 hit Nova Scotia, and it was bad, but we made this good live show out of it.
there you have it.
Did COVID-19 inspire you to do this?
It did.
Yes.
100%.
See, something
100%.
bad to something good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great. Noble says, reading my father's diary inspired me to publish it.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Samuel says, you can be inspired by Hitler as long as what inspires you to do is not to do the same thing.
Yeah, so that's the classic, a good example of a bad example.
Yeah.
Right? And actually, I'd say that's probably true. There's a lot of people in history we can look to and be inspired by what not to do.
Right. Right. It's true. Okay, guys, we have 4 minutes left talking about this quote. Please let us know what you think of the quote, what you have to say about it. And in the meantime, be sure to send your locations, city, state, country. You can send 2 locations per show, and we'll be doing 3 missile launches in 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
4 minutes, counting down.
5 seconds. 4 minutes, 5 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so Bailey says, my mom would kill me if I published her journals. She would rise from her dead just to do that, just to kill me. Would she, Bales? Samuel says, sadly, my family is not the diary type. There's locations being sent in. That's great. Oh, and Noble says, I'm inspired to suggest that the producers and hosts switch places one day. Now that would be a show snicker. Producers and hosts switch for one day.
Yeah, that would be a terrible mess.
Yeah. All right, so I guess you did kind of change my mind, because I kind of took it as where it says you have to take it where you can find it. I was kind of thinking, like, why settle for something small versus if something like, so say something small inspires me and something large inspires me, why would I be okay with just doing the small thing that inspired me? But who knows, maybe that could inspire me to do better things. So I get it more so now, especially where he's a musician, so it makes sense to me now.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're interpreting it as, like you said, that the idea was that inspiration. Yeah, you're settling on little,
right.
on being inspired a little,
yeah.
kind of thing, right? And just like to be settled on not getting more out of life,
right?
So, but I had a different perspective in how I read this,
yeah.
right? So
right.
My interpretation was just like,
it doesn't come very often.
Scarcity, yeah, the scarcity of inspiration.
And I didn't think of that. I was just
yeah.
like, oh, it comes all the time, but it doesn't. When you said that, I actually thought about it, and I was like, you're right, it doesn't come all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people and the thing is that a lot of people just don't pay attention to it, right? And
yeah.
it's just those moments, like you just got to kind of listen for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at least for myself, I find myself inspired pretty often.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you were inspired yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was all because
I do find you're inspired a lot.
And it's because and it was all because of I misread something.
Yeah. Or you interpreted something that was said because there's 2 different ways to interpret that one word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just interpreted it a different way, and it just led me off into this whole other direction.
Yeah.
And same thing, I mean, in terms of what we've done on the show, same thing in terms of all kinds of things that I don't know. I just find that if I listen for it, then I pick up on it more often. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of times, but I also can look back to times where I ignored it. Like I would see that and I would it's inspiring, but then it's like, and then I push it to the side, right? And then I don't keep going, right? And those are the times that I think I don't necessarily regret, but I think that
you should have took it when you found it.
I think people, because it's hard, you gotta get it where you find it, right? So who knows what could have happened if I had actually followed through on some of those times,
right?
But I think a lot of people just need to be more willing, to be brave enough to go into that unknown,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And just like trust in that. It's almost like you have to trust in your inner voice.
Right.
You know, it's like if you're inspired, there's a reason why that's happening. There's a reason why you're getting excited. There's and you have to follow it through to see where it takes you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are afraid to do that, and we just need more people to do that now.
True story.
So
a couple more things here, and then I'm going to read off the locations that were sent in, and then we'll get on to our first 3 missile launches. So Sam says, going back to curiosity, I get inspired for work by dismantling random crap around my house and find solutions for hydroelectric dams. Darn, look at you go, Sam. Noble says, can you be inspired by boredom? Maybe I'm bored one day and I'm inspired to look at all the stuff we have in the workshop from the days gone by. Maybe get inspired.
True.
All right, so the locations so far that have came in are Samuel sent in London, UK, and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Noble sent in Anchorage, Alaska, USA, and Minsk, Belarus.
ooh,
And Samelia sent in Edmonton, Alberta, and Montreal, Quebec, both in Canada. I think I'm getting better at pronunciations. All right, let's get on with the missile launching.
time to fire some missiles. Okay, folks, so here is what's going to happen now. Everybody in the chat, what you got to do is pay attention when Kelly starts to spin, because as soon as that happens, you got to give the directions where she is going to fire for those positivity missiles. So she's going to get the directions up, down, left, or right, and you can say small, medium, large, so that she's going to try and aim exactly where your missile is located.
Mic, battery.
Seriously? Yep.
2 seconds, folks. Jonathan's just changing out his microphone batteries.
I want to be a robot that never dies.
So I'm painting up this one. The first one always takes the longest because you got to get like the paint to like soak into the water to soak in and get it all juicy. But I think we're good.
I hate your descriptive words.
Yeah, so did Jonathan. You should have seen the look on his face right there. Anybody needs to go back and watch that. He's like,
It's like whenever Jonathan says licky sticky, I don't like that one either.
all right, guys. So you know the drill. Like Jonathan was saying, send in your directions, up, down, left, right, big, small, medium, gigantic, enormous,
And you can give 3 directions.
skinamarink. All right, let's go. Are you ready? Don't make me spin too long, folks. Go.
All right, she's spinning. I'm watching for directions now.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
see who's gonna
standing in
give
front of
directions.
this side of the map.
She's on that side of the map, so give directions for where
Don't
she's going
go
to aim from
right.
here.
Don't
Here we go,
right.
folks. I'm watching the chat to see who's going to be the one to give the directions first. Oh, it's happening. Oh, wait. It looks like my thing wasn't loaded. Stop. All right, Samuel. Oh, wait. I'm going to say it was Noble.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Noble. Okay, Noble Canadian, you got your directions in first. Congratulations. And Noble Canadian wants you to, oh, good. He's doing this to you now. Great. Left foot up, then shoot left, big up, and center.
Okay.
Laugh out loud.
Left foot up. Left foot up.
Then shoot left, big up, and center.
So left, big up.
And center, laugh out loud.
I don't see anywheres.
Oh, we hit Italy.
Right by
Naples.
Naples. Naples.
Close, but no win.
What's the saying? Close but no cigar.
Yes, but we're trying to deter smoking.
That's why it's no cigar.
Yeah, no cigars. But then that infers that you win, you get a cigar.
So like,
That shouldn't be winning, that's losing.
didn't people used to give like cigars like when you had babies and stuff?
Yeah,
What was the point of that?
I guess because while they were pregnant, they weren't able to smoke.
But wasn't it to the men, like to the fathers?
Yeah,
I don't know, it's kind of like a humbling experience. Like you're already a man and then you're like a dad and it's like, here's your cigar, cowboy.
Cowboy.
yeah.
All right.
That too.
Well, they should start giving them Bitcoin. All right,
Okay. Let's
Going
spin.
from the center now. So she's spinning. She's spinning. Give us the directions, quick. She's spinning. And stop. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh gosh.
Do a 360, recenter, baby up.
Baby up.
Whoa. She hit the islands.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly where I thought she was gonna hit.
Valencia. Well, right off the coast.
I don't know what I was aiming for there, guys. Like I don't see any.
I think I see something in the UK.
There's London in the UK, and then there was Minsk, Belarus.
Oh yes, yes.
All
yes.
right.
I see
Good
the
try,
video.
Sam. You got to try again. She's going to be shooting from over here this time. So she's going to be right in front of North America. Be sure to give directions for wherever you are on the world map to be able to get you $1,000 today.
$1,000 bill, y'all. Do they still make those?
Yeah, I can see hardware wallets being a thing when you have a baby. That makes sense.
Hardware
that makes
wallet.
sense. Yeah. It's like, here you
All
go.
right.
It's like, yay,
Yay!
0.001 Bitcoin. Wow. That'd be
Imagine
like $1
giving
million.
that to the kid as like.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, smoke a dogie. It's like, what's that going to do? Okay, here we go.
All right, let's go. Spin around.
All right.
What's a
Stop.
doggy?
Oh, wow. Sam was quick. Holy
Jeez,
cow.
Sam, you was on the ball.
Okay.
Okay,
He says, hung up.
hung up.
No, sorry. Hung.
Huge.
Huge. Huge up. Tiny up. Small down.
Just say huge up and be done with it.
Huge up, tiny up, small down.
Yeah.
What? That is not where I was aiming.
We hit the Hudson Bay. Okay. All right. So we tried 3 times. We're going to try 3 more at the end of the show. So be sure to stick around and give your locations because the countdown is starting again. And we
Right
could
now.
have a winner right now.
All right, so what happened on this day?
What happened? Do tell us.
Bob Dylan did something cool, didn't he?
What do you do?
Just one second. Bob Dylan in 1962 released his first debut album.
Really?
Do you know Bob Dylan?
Do I know Bob Dylan?
Not personally, but obviously you do.
So some of his songs, like "Blowing in the Wind,"
Yeah.
I remember singing that when I was in elementary school. Like when you had to do singing class,
Right, music
whatever.
class.
Music class.
I don't
yeah.
know what other people call it, but we call it
So
music.
I can remember that song like all over and over and over again, like having to be sung.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because a lot of his other songs are actually really politically on the edge. Like he was very anti-establishment.
Mm-hmm.
So
He was, yes.
it's ironic that we have our school system having the kids sing his songs.
True story. Yeah, because they even tried to give him an award once, and he didn't show up for it, right?
He got the Nobel
Nobel Prize
and
award.
and he didn't show up, and
Yeah.
that was kind of his snub to the system, because that's the way he was.
Yep.
And good on him. I think that it's amazing that he could even do that. A lot of people, when they get in that position, they tend to fold and just go right into it, right?
Yep.
But yeah, he was true to the core.
So that's 50 years ago today.
50 years ago today.
59.
59.
That thing that I sent you, that's from like 2016.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Today it's 59.
Yeah.
That was just the article.
Thank you. Sorry. 59 years ago today. Almost 60. Next year will be 60. I was thinking the math wasn't adding up in my head, but then I was like, that's what this says.
So, chat, do you know who Bobby Dylan is, and did you enjoy his music? Do you listen to it? Some of his songs were
Dear Lady Twist.
Blowing in the Wind, like I talked about, and The Times They Are Changing. He had that really nasally sound to him that was just really hard to hear.
Yeah.
And he also, in his early career, he had a hard time being able to sing the same song twice.
Really?
He thought it was just like, no, I can't sing the same song twice. But
Like live or ever?
ever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I can imagine as a record label trying to manage this guy, they were just like,
His music was a lot different too than anybody else's at that time.
yeah, it was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back then it was like they were doing like, let's do the twist and all this
twist,
kind of
yes,
stuff,
that's where
right?
I had said that,
and
yeah.
there was like, and there was Beach Boys, they were starting to get popular then.
Yeah.
And so it was all this like really happy kind of music.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he has this raspy kind of sound and he's got this guitar, it's very folksy. So it was very different from what people were used to back at that time.
Yeah.
And so he used to write a lot of different kinds of songs. A lot of them were kind of like tributes to people he knew and things like that. But it wasn't until he started to get political that his songs actually started to take off.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Interesting.
he had a very, like when his first album came out, they only sold like 5,000 in total. It was a total failure.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh my gosh, like this guy's useless. But his manager didn't give up on him and he kept going. And when they started to shift into the whole political type of songs,
Yeah.
that's when everybody knew who Bob Dylan was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And here's a fun fact.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Bob Dylan is not his real name.
What?
Yes.
What's his real name?
Robert Allen Zimmerman.
Robert Allen Zimmerman. Zimmerman, that's off of something too. Zimmerman.
Zimmerman's a pretty common name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Why did he change his name? Or did he change it legally? Or was it just for music?
don't really know. Just know that Robert Allen Zimmerman, more popularly known as Bob Dylan,
Yeah.
is who he is. It's a really far departure from his real name.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I could see something like Rob Z.
yeah,
if you want
Rob Z
to,
would've
if you want to
worked.
shorten it up a little,
Yeah.
right? So
True story.
I personally think, I think Bob Dylan's music is inspiring. Like if I think about some of the songs that he did, you think about "Blowing in the Wind," for example. It kind of gives you this sense of like where you like. It's all about where you are in the universe and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it makes you. It stops and resets your perspective, right? Times are changing. That was all political, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like from 1964 when we opened
Yeah.
here in the bunker,
True
right?
story.
And it was all about battles and about wars. And you say that you look at the lyrics of that song today, it still applies.
Yeah.
Like it's the same state, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you could sing that song today and still it would still have the same meaning, which is amazing, right? Yeah.
All right. Quickly, I want to say we have 4 minutes left, folks. So if you haven't sent in your 2 locations, please do that now. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. That's it. Hello, Kermit the Frog. Let's see what somebody else is. We'll see what the chat's saying. La la la. Oh my gosh, they've said a lot. I'm just trying to find out what to say here. Okay. New song Dean Martin is singing in my head when it's Big Pizza Pie. La 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 la. I don't know that one. Huge Up, Tiny Up. Oh. I thought that was the song name. Okay. They say if you're old, Noble says if you're old, he's ancient.
Okay.
Producer B asked what's your favorite Bob Dylan song? Noble, I know Bob Dylan, but maybe only like 1 or 2 songs. Producer B's favorite is It Ain't Me, Babe. Noble says American Bandstand, I think, was still around. I don't know what that was saying too. He did legally change his name the same year he released his first album while he was living in New York, so it was legally. He named himself after a Welsh poet, Dylan Thomas.
There you go.
Interesting. It's a more catchy stage name. That's what I was thinking too. Like both Bob Dylan, both of those are pretty basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy to remember.
Easy to remember,
Yeah.
easy to say.
Yeah. Um, So Kermit, you have 2 minutes to get in your 2 locations. At Kelly, the song name. Oh, stop, Noble. Stop it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at song names, but I'm sure like I've definitely heard Bob Dylan, but I'm not good with song names themselves. So I couldn't tell you what my favorite song is. Like I'd have to listen to a bunch and then be like, oh, that third one was my favorite. And then I still wouldn't remember the name to it, so.
Yeah, and thanks to YouTube, we can't even just play them on the show.
Yeah, I
I
wish.
was about to say, I wish you could just play some so you could remember.
I know, me too, for sure. That's what I had asked at the very beginning before we went live if we could play stuff, but we can't, folks. She said we could sing them.
Sing them.
And I was like, we might have no subscribers after I start singing on this channel.
Turn into
Yeah.
a comedy show.
But I mean, Bobby Dylan, one of the songs he did was "Like a Rolling Stone."
Yes.
Do you know that one?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe?
You probably do because it's been redone
Yeah.
many times by some popular artists over time.
Okay.
So-
I've definitely heard it for sure, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not good with song names or movie names or anything like that. Oh, okay. Bob Dylan wrote Knocking on Heaven's Door. I know that one.
There you go.
There
That
we
was
go.
redone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, I'd say
I
he
actually
had.
knew that he wrote that one too. I remember seeing something from that from before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had a handful of really quite legendary hits. Like, I mean, just songs that pretty much everybody you ask would know at least one of Bob Dylan's songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And that's
how
because
does somebody go about redoing somebody else's song? Do they have to pay for that?
yeah, what they'll do is they'll end up, making a deal with the record label who usually owns the rights to it.
Right.
And then they
Okay.
make sure they get their royalties off of it.
Cool.
Right? The old way.
Yeah.
Now we can do that with blockchain.
All right, guys. So we are about it's a true story. Shoot, our last 3 rockets of the show. Did we get any more? We did not get any more map locations. So that's it for today. It's crazy because most people don't even know he wrote it originally. Majority of his songs that are popular were not made popular by him.
There you go.
Yeah. Everyone else that was popular went and found them. All right. You ready?
Okay. People in the chat,
You know
get
what to
ready
do.
to give your directions. She's going to start. Oh, no, I'm going to spin. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
I'm going
you.
to spin. Kelly's going to look for your directions up, down, left, right, center, and medium, large. Don't make me shimmy. Okay. And I'll be starting from over here.
Yep.
Where Kelly is.
So he's standing in front of Russia, China, Australia. This section of the map, please do not get him to go right. It would not be good. We'd be getting paint all over our white walls and
And
Go.
go. Who's going to be the first to win the $1,000 today? $1,000 today.
I tried to win $1,000 the other day.
Oh,
Oh, so
oh, that was good.
center, oh, this is from Sam. Center, huge left, up.
Center,
Huge
huge
left,
left,
up.
up. Oh, I hit the United States.
Right below the E, between the E and the T.
Right there.
Yeah.
Woo!
So you hit, I don't know where that is, but somewheres.
Close to Atlanta.
Like Georgia, maybe?
Georgia,
Yeah, probably in Georgia.
Florida, Georgia line.
So I'm going to be shooting from here this time. So be sure to give directions where I'm going to aim from here. And hopefully we'll get that $1,000 to you today.
Please.
That's what we're doing.
Trying to.
Will you be inspired? What do you think? $1,000? You'd be able to get something inspirational with that? I know what I would get.
Bitcoin.
Boom. Go.
I would have never guessed. Okay, go. Directions, folks.
Watching
Oh,
next.
stop.
Ah, perfect.
Up, jump, shoot. So shoot while you're jumping. So go up,
Up.
and now jump and shoot. Woo! That was a cool one.
I hit Stockholm,
We've
Sweden.
heard that a couple times, I think. Stockholm.
Yeah.
Yeah. La, 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 la.
Time for another.
Time for the last one for this
Last
lovely
one.
Friday afternoon. We have a snowstorm here in Nova Scotia today.
Yes, we're snowed in, but we're nice and comfy here in the bunker.
I gotta take a drive in this here soon.
Noble says, I love everyone's directions. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, you guys are
Getting creative.
for sure. Creatives.
$1,000.
All right, here you go. He's standing in front of North America and Brazil, folks.
Over here, shooting from here, and go.
Oh,
Your directions.
I'm waiting.
It's happening. It's happening.
Stop.
Oh,
Sam again. Sam got all three today.
okay.
Okay. Up, hit Saskatoon.
What?
Up, hit Saskatoon.
Up, hit Saskatoon.
Adopt my Calgary.
But,
Should aim for there.
okay. Up, hit Saskatoon. Oh,
Too high.
I was so close.
Not quite.
This close, this close.
So close, so close.
How many kilometers do you think that would be, like, actually?
That's like 3,000 kilometers, I think.
I was going to say 600.
600.
That is not 600. It's like, yeah, that has, well, actually, I would say that's about 1,500 kilometers. That's my guess.
1,500.
Because from Nova Scotia to Toronto
Yeah,
is roughly about,
1,600.
yeah, so that distance is almost the same.
From here to out west, it's like 5,500 kilometers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty far off in real kilometer terms. It was actually this
Yeah.
close.
All right, guys, so if you like this video, please be sure to like it, ring the bell, subscribe, do whatever you have to do to get the notifications. Download the Rocket Chat app, which we will put into a link into the chat right now. Yeah, and am I forgetting anything?
Be inspired.
Be inspired. Get
Yeah.
inspired this weekend. Find
Yeah.
it where you can take it where you can find it.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, guys, we shall see you Monday for a safe stream.
Are we going to tell them when
Oh.
we're going to do something else?
Right,
Right.
right,
Something else is happening.
right. When is that happening? Not
I thought we were
Monday.
going to do that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
So, folks, you got to watch our channels to see what is going to come out. Something different is happening here, and you have to follow our channels to see it. It'll probably be coming out Monday, and you will have to wait and see.
All right.
Something unique, something exciting.
Exciting, exciting.
So you gotta stay tuned, subscribe, like she said.
Yeah.
Have an inspirational
all
weekend.
nervous.
Yeah, have an inspirational weekend and see Monday what's coming from Enter the Bunker.
Whoop,
Have a
whoop.
great weekend.
Bye, guys. See ya.